Gladiator II, a sequel to the first film, is headed for theaters 24 years after its release. Directing the follow-up is none other than Ridley Scott, who received an Academy Award nomination for the 2000 film Gladiator. Paul Mescal plays the protagonist in the much-awaited film, which also features Pedro Pascal and Denzel Washington in a stellar supporting ensemble. In the film Gladiator, Russell Crowe plays the Roman general Maximus, who falls prey to a coup orchestrated by the cunning Commodus, Joaquin Phoenix. After being sold into slavery, he battles his way up the gladiator ranks in order to exact revenge on Commodus, who murdered his family. Gladiator II, which opens in theaters on November 22, 2024, continues where Gladiator left off, with Lucius, Commodus' nephew, portrayed by Mescal, a fresh fighter, prepared to take the arena. Why mess with what I felt was, in a sense, a perfectly good and creatively finished, first, film? In November 2023, Scott explained to Deadline his decision to produce a sequel. However, these cycles never stop repeating, they have been repeated all across the world for the past 20 years. It developed in this way, it began to make itself clear as the right thing to do. Widely praised by critics, the first film received 12 nominations for the Academy Awards, winning 5 of them, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Russell Crowe. Here is everything the information you need to know about Gladiator II, from the impressive cast to the release date in theaters. Given that Maximus and Commodus were already dead when Gladiator ended, the sequel needed to take a different direction. The narrative continues with Lucius Verus, the late Maximus's idol, the son of Commodus' sister Lucilla. A rough trailer was unveiled by the directors at CinemaCon in April 2024, but little else is known about the story. In the video, viewers could see Lucius fighting several adversaries in expansive arenas while dressed in Roman armor, much to the delight of boisterous spectators. In addition to humans, Lucius encounters baboons and an enraged rhinoceros, which in one scenario he blinds with sand. In a different combat scene, Lucius engages his opponents on boats in a stadium full of shark-infested sea. Mescal plays Lucius in the upcoming film, a choice Scott made after seeing him in Normal People in 2020. Mescal's performance in the show intrigued the director, who later asked him to a private meeting to explore the role, Deadline learned. "I'm constantly searching for something novel and exciting. You know, fresh is really important," he remarked. Therefore, they aren't carrying, the term baggage is a bad way to describe their previous work, even though it's fantastic stuff. You should keep in mind that he recently completed this character. Pascal joined the cast for an unidentified role in addition to Mescal, and Washington will also feature. According to Deadline, Washington is an armaments trader who provides the Romans with everything from wine to guns. He also commands a legion of 30 to 40 gladiators. Regarding his role, Scott remarked, "He likes to actually see them fight, and it evolves that's where he came from. Because he was a skilled gladiator, he was caught in North Africa and eventually became a free man. However, he keeps that a secret since he is also beginning to recognize the potential of his true strength." The co-emperors from The White Lotus, Fred Heckinger as Caracalla and Joseph Quinn as Greta from Stranger Things, are also joining the cast. Barry Keoghan of Saltburn had to move away for another project, so Heckinger took over. Connie Nielsen, who played Lucilla in the original cast, will assume the part of Roman Senator Gracchus once more, while Derek Jacobi will play the same role. Mescal has said that, despite not having auditioned for the role, he felt nervous about playing Lucius. Following a face-to-face encounter with Scott, the after-Sun actor told The Hollywood Reporter in February 2023 that he was offered the role. "And I'm so proud I get to make it," remarked the man. "It's a formidable accomplishment. Although I'm anxious about it, I think I can handle it." He informed the site that he does not want to focus on the physical features of the job as he gets ready for it. "Of course there's a physical robustness required for the character, but past that, I'm not interested," Mescal stated to THR. "This man needs to be a beast and a fighter. And I'm going to do whatever it looks and feels like is best for me." About other action movies, he remarked, "There are times when I watch a movie and I'm like, that person doesn't look real. Given that Crowe and Mescal have totally separate personas, Mescal stated he has not yet spoken with Crowe about the role during their August 2023 discussion about the movie with Esquire. He remarked, "I don't know what we would talk about, but he would still love to hear Crowe's anecdotes from the set." Crowe stated in April 2023 that while he was not engaged in the movie, perhaps since his character is deceased, he is slightly jealous of the new picture. "You know, the only true emotion I have for it is a little jealousy. Since I was obviously a much younger man and it was a significant event in my life," Crowe said to Collider. "Really, it's something that transformed my life. It transformed people's perceptions of myself and my line of work. I've been fortunate to work on many successful motion pictures, but that movie's legs are amazing," he went on. Although he was ignorant of the narrative, he expressed confidence in Scott's ability to create something the same level of spectacle as the original. He said that he hadn't been contacted for the film on the Ryan Tubridy show on RT Radio 1 last month. "It's not really about me at all, it's just an extension of the story, but it takes place long after Maximus passed away," Crowe remarked. "I hope young Paul has the best of luck with it, I hear he's a good dude. I believe where they're picking up the story from is a young Lucius assuming the mantle of emperor," he said. "In the context of the movie we made, I believe that's a really clever notion." During an appearance on a June 2024 episode of the Kyle Meredith with podcast, he talked more about the tinge of melancholy he feels knowing the movie is being created. "It makes me a little uneasy that they're producing another one, you know? Since I'm dead, of course, I have no say in what gets done," he remarked. Crowe also mentioned that he doesn't agree with some plot lines, based on what he's heard about the film thus far. "However, after hearing a few things, I'm like, no. That isn't in that specific character's moral development. However, you know, you're speechless. It's not where I belong. I have 6 feet under. Thus, we'll observe that," he remarked. Scott, who returned to helm the sequel more than 2 decades after the first movie, bringing his regular cast of filmmakers with him. The movie also featured work from Academy Award-nominated costume designer Janty Yates, production designer Arthur Max, and cinematographer John Matheson. Scott stated to Deadline in November 2023 that he had completed about 90 minutes of filming prior to the commencement of the SAG-AFTRA strike in July 2023. The majority of the film was filmed beginning in June in Malta and Morocco. The strike ended just before the interview, and Scott stated that around half the movie needed to be shot. He intended to start shooting in 2 weeks to give Pascal enough time to finish before The Last of Us Season 2 began, according to Deadline. He said to the source that it's really getting the sets cleaned up, they're already built. I have 90 minutes left. Filming for the film came to an end in January 2024. On November 22, 2024, Gladiator II will open in theaters.